Hi everybody, my name is Mo, and I am a webcomic creator. My comic has just reached its 1-year anniversary on Webtoon, which is so cool, and it's been such a fun year. And I just wanted to make this video about my experience, and I wrote down 12 takeaways for new creators. So I actually made this video already on my Patreon, and I did it in a really weird accent that changed like 12 times throughout the video. It kind of got me, talking, because this is really hard. This is a new experience for me. I don't usually do stuff like this, and I'm sorry. You just get to hear me ramble about this topic about webcomics. But I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to help out new creators, people who haven't quite jumped into their project yet but want to, don't know where to start. So I wrote down 12 things. Let's see. There's 4 things I learned. There are 4 things I'm glad I did. And then there's 4 things I wish I did. If I did my math right, that is 12. So the first thing, things I learned. 1, creating a webcomic is so much work. Like, I know this is obvious, but I just wanted to stress it because you have to do so much. You have to draw, you have to edit, you have to write then edit, sorry. And then you need to you're a graphic designer, you have to do text bubbles, and you have to know how to do a vertical scroll format if that's the format you're doing. There's so much work. And a lot of people don't realize this. They just jump into it thinking it's going to be easy. Oh, I like drawing, it's going to be easy. No, it's a lot of work. But it's fun though. I just wanted to stress it, Know that you're going into this with a lot of work ahead of you. And that's okay. So the second thing I learned to collab with other creators. And I didn't do this right away, but I learned it over time. They can actually be your biggest supporters. Being active on social media, especially with the Canvas social team, they have a lot of events, on Twitter and Instagram and even Discord. Once you start posting your comic and you have, I think it's 3 chapters or episodes published, you can join the creator Discord. And there's a lot of fun stuff on there. Everyone's so nice. They're super helpful with each other, and I'm not as active there as I would like to be, so it's kind of funny that I'm telling you this, but yeah, be active there. There's so much you can learn. Number 3, you are at the mercy of the algorithm. Not always, obviously. In a lot of cases, especially on social media, the algorithm can take a huge toll on you. It can be discouraging if you just don't reach the numbers that you want. I fall victim to this too. It happens. But your numbers don't gauge your worth. I have to remind myself of that all the time. It's unfortunate. And that's the same on Webtoon. Your subscriber count, your rating does not matter, I'm sorry. But the sub count, it doesn't gauge your worth. Just remember that your comic is awesome and you're awesome too. So the 4th thing I learned, it's okay to take a hiatus. And I know readers are going to hate me for saying that, but it's okay. Take a break if you need to, because like I said, a webcomic is a lot of work. It can lead to burnout. I had to take a hiatus recently, and it did help. It helped me a lot. It helped me to recenter myself. I wrote out this outline while I was on break, I had extra time on my hands to be able to do stuff like this. So it's okay. Take a hiatus, take a break. You will bounce back. It's fine. Okay, 4 things I am glad I did. 1 thing, I established a buffer ahead of time. It takes a lot of patience. Sometimes you just want to post. You make your comic, you want to post it. Don't do it. I'm stressing this so much. Have a buffer. Use your buffer. And just be patient. Just be patient. It's hard sometimes. You want to go gung-ho. You want to post. I know. I've been there. But establish a buffer. It will help you in the long run. I promise you. So the second thing I'm glad I did, I actually finished my script before I published. I finished the entire thing. I edited it. It took me almost a year to do the whole thing. I had the plot all worked out. And I've seen so many creators jump in without a full script, and it just blows my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so stressful. I can't imagine, because you have to script everything and write out your dialogue and edit it as you're making each episode. And thankfully I did it ahead of time, so I don't have to worry about that. I just have to transfer it into comic format. And even then, I still edit as I go. I'm like, oh, this dialogue doesn't fit. I need to change this. Oh, look, I misspelled that. Oops. It happens. You're always going to be editing. It's fine. I highly recommend doing it ahead of time. At least get your plot worked out. At the very least, get your plot worked out. Okay, the third thing I'm glad I did. So this doesn't apply to everybody, but I'm glad I did it. I create my comic as comic pages instead of scroll format first. So I transfer each panel onto scroll format as I go. Yeah, it's a lot of work, and it makes it harder for me to make like nice Webtoon transitions because it's not vertical scroll first and foremost. But I knew ahead of time that I wanted to make physical copies of my comic, so I made them in 2 pages first. And now I know when I want to print it, and I ever get to print it, it's already there. It's already there for me to print. It's done, it's finished. And personally, I grew up reading comics, so I like looking at the pages more than I like the vertical scroll. Yeah. So this doesn't apply to everyone. If you just want to make a Webtoon, you're not going to worry about publishing or printing, then just make a vertical Webtoon. So the fourth thing I'm glad I did, I wrote a story that I love. Like, it keeps me motivated, moving forward every day. And I love these characters so much, and it's the first story I wrote that I haven't gotten tired of it. I created it back in 2020, and it's still so exciting to me every day. Every time I make a new panel, I'm like, oh, I've been waiting so long to make this panel. Even if no one else likes it, I love it, and I hope you love it too. But don't try to pander to an audience. Write what you want to write. Don't write a romance just because it's the most popular category in Webtoon. There's so many out there. Find your niche, find something you love, and write about it. So 4 things I wish I did. I wish I had done more research. I do a lot of research on everything, but I wasn't that smart about it because I didn't grow up reading Webtoons. I grew up reading normal comics, traditional formats. I had a huge collection. I love comics, but I've never read Webtoon scroll formats. I didn't know what I was getting into with the audience, Webtoon readers. I wasn't really prepared I wasn't prepared. My hook is a little on the weak side, but like I said, I knew my story was gonna be slow going in, and it's not great for a Webtoon audience, but it's something I love, so it's fine. You have to find balance. But I am kicking myself for the fact that I didn't do more research. That wasn't that smart of me. So yeah, do your research. The second thing, I kind of mentioned this before, but I wish I had tried to collaborate with other artists or editors early on in my project, because I was like, I went into this, I'm doing this myself, I do everything myself, and I don't need anyone to help me. But I never really tried, if I had a team now, it'd probably be a lot easier. But yeah, I can do things myself. Maybe I'll have a team one day, it's fine. But yeah, try to collaborate. Do things with other people, don't take on everything yourself. Yeah. Okay, the third thing I wish I did, I posted 4 chapters when I first started posting my comic, and that wasn't really that smart of me because it bit into my buffer, first of all. And Webtoon recommends posting 3 chapters because then you get that fancy little subscribe button after the 3rd chapter. But yeah, I posted 4, and yeah, there's a lot of reasons, but I recommend posting less than 3 or less. If I was to start a new comic right now, I'd probably post 1 or 2, maybe a prologue and then a full chapter with a stronger hook. I recommend it. Don't bite into your buffer. That was not smart of me. Okay, the last thing I wish I did is I wish I had made more assets for my comic, because I like doing everything by hand. I like making my own backgrounds. I like looking at it knowing that I drew it. And there's no hate for people who use 3D models or anything. I mean, it's supposed to help you. It's there to help you. But personally, I prefer my own backgrounds. I do like when artists draw their own too, because I notice, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Even if it's not the most fancy background, it's not my favorite thing to do. I don't like making backgrounds. But yeah, anyway, make assets. Make stuff you can reuse, because it would help. If I had more assets right now, it would help me out so much, but I have to draw things constantly. I have to redraw things. I should have made more crowds, more people in the background, but I didn't, and that wasn't very smart. So do stuff ahead of time. Give yourself a nice collection of things to work with. Use your brushes, use your assets, do everything. Okay, I believe that was all 12 points I wanted to cover, and I'm totally losing my voice. I never talked this much. Yeah, so I'm not a professional. Don't take my word as the gospel. It is not, and I'm sure there's people who disagree with me out there on a lot of stuff, and that's okay. We're all different. We're all just trying to do our best, make comics, have fun, just support each other, and do your best. Let me know if anything I covered was helpful to you, and leave tips and tricks in the comments for others to read. I didn't cover everything. There's so much that goes into making a comic. So, like I said, have fun. Go rule the world. Go make your comic. Share it in the comments. I want to see. So, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time.